I want to tell you the truth. And I want to be completely honest with you so you can understand why, now that we're back in Maryland, I need to get jumped back in. But I need you to listen with open ears. So I sit back and I look at D. It's like, go ahead. So he's like, when I was younger, I was in the game right before I graduated high school. I got jumped in. I viewed that game as like my brothers. Like we was brothers. Like, yeah, I got big bro, but he was running around with his own friends and he didn't really want me hanging with his little clique. So I had to like develop my own friends because his friends was his friends and I needed my friends. But when I joined them, it wasn't just friends, they was my brothers. Like they I saw them as blood. Like that was the family that I created. And that it was big to me. So while I was in, of course we was doing, what we do. We running things, like we handling things and things. Then one of the big homies came and said he had an issue with this guy. But this guy had a lot of money. So he knew that this guy was finna be headed out of town and his house would be completely empty. And like we can just go in. It's supposed to be an easy lick. So I was down for it. It was me and three of my other partners. Like we was down for it. I was like, okay. It's like, so we went in. Like that night came. We went to the house. We sat outside the house for a little bit to make sure like it was good, like it was clear. And like I thought everything was good. So we got in there. We go do what we came to do. Looking through stuff, grabbing what we can, things that'll be of value. Then we heard some noise going on upstairs. And I'm looking at them like, because it was three of us that came. Two were in the house with me. The other was in the car. So he was, our getaway car. So I look at Mitch and Ronnie. They the one that's in the house with me. And I'm like, I thought ain't nobody supposed to be here. And they look at me, it's like, it wasn't nobody supposed, he's supposed to be out of town. Like, what's going on? So we ended up like inching upstairs to try to see what's happening. And as we got up there, we see this woman. She come charging at us. Apparently, his girl was still there. I don't know why she was still there, but hey, she was still there. So she started charging at us. So my boy Mitch, he like grabbed her and was just like, what are we supposed to do? What are we supposed to do? And that's what Ronnie was just like, they got a basement, take her down to the basement. And so Mitch took the lady down to the basement. So me and Ronnie started looking upstairs. And we was looking upstairs. We heard like this little whimper, like somebody was in there crying. We was like, wait, hold on, what's going on? So we go in the room because it was another room. And as we looked on, we saw like some light glowing. So we go in the room. It's a whole child. Well, she wasn't a child. She was a teenager. It's a teenage girl. She in there frantically on her phone. So we had to go we like Ronnie went in, grabbed her, and I was just like, yo, she been on the phone. Who she talking to? He was like, man, don't worry about it. We'll handle it. We handle it. Just finish what you got to do, and then we're going to be out of here. Don't worry about it. We're going to take her down with her mama. He's like, is that your mama? She said, yes. So we're just going to take her down with her mama, and that's going to be that. Just handle up here, okay? Handle up here. We got this. So Ronnie ended up taking the girl downstairs to the basement with the mama. So I'm upstairs. I'm going through the drawers and things, getting what I need to do. And then I go downstairs. When I'm going downstairs, because I'm just like, okay, I'm ready to go now. Like something in me wasn't feeling right. It really wasn't feeling right. So I'm like, oh, I'm ready to go. So I'm like, yo, let me go down to the basement. Let them know, like, look, all right, let's roll. Like, it's I got what we need. Let's roll. I go down there to the basement, and I see Mitch and Ronnie. They got the lady and the daughter, they tied up downstairs. But then I see that the lady, the mama, whatever, she was bleeding from the face. So I'm looking, I'm just like, yo, what the fuck happened? And that was Mitch looked at me. He was like, look, the bitch tried to fight back. She tried to fight back. She gonna sit still now. Like, don't worry about it. We got it. So I was just like, okay, I got what I need. Come on, let's go. Like, come on, let's go. Let's get out of here. But I don't know. Ronnie and Mitch, they was on some weird shit because they kept looking at the daughter, and then, one thing led to the next, and then they started at the daughter, and I was just like, no, I don't want no parts of that. Like, I don't do that type shit. Like, no, I don't want no parts of that. So I was just like, yo, y'all need to wrap up. Let's go. Like, no, let's go. I don't care about none of that. Like, let's go. So I go upstairs. They down there doing, what they was doing. And I'm upstairs in the kitchen. I'm just like, yo, these niggas tripping. We got to get the fuck up out of here. We got what we need. But I'm just like, all right, so while they down there, I'm going to just go look around the living room, see if they missed something, like something's missing. So I go start looking around. And when I look around, I see some headlights pull up in the driveway. And I'm just like, yo, what the fuck? So I look out the window. I see the man coming in. So I had to think quick on my toes. I stood behind the door because I'm just like, this is the only entrance he's going to come in, because the way that he coming, he ain't coming around the back. He coming around the front. So I stood behind the door. So when he opened the door and closed it, I hit him with my knife, because I'm just like, no, I'm about to pistol whip your ass. Like, no. Hit him. And then he fell. And I'm just like, I'm yelling to Ronnie and Mitch, like, yo, we got to go. We got to go. We got company. Come on. Let's go. And the man on the ground just looking at me. And I'm like, I'm pointing at him because I'm just like, yo, you try anything. Like, do not try anything. I don't want to, but I will, because this wasn't part of the plan, but I will. So that's when Mitch and Ronnie came upstairs, and they saw who it was, and they just started beating on dude. I'm just like, no, we ain't got time for that. We don't. Come on. We got to go. We got to get out of here. So I opened the door to run out. And when I run out, I see the nigga that's supposed to be waiting on us in the car drive the fuck off. And I'm just like, yo, what the fuck? So I'm yelling like, come on, yo. So I'm trying to run behind him. Next thing you know, I see cops coming down the road. And I'm just like, oh, shit. Like, yo, what the fuck? So I just took off running. In the woods. Like, I was able to get away and go back to where we were supposed to be. Like, I don't know about Mitch and Ronnie. I don't know what they had going on, but they were doing a lot of extra stuff anyway. And I'm just like, yo, I was telling them we need to get up out of there. So I'm just like, yo, at one point I thought they was behind me, and then I looked, they ain't behind me. All right, that it is what it is. So I laid low at the house for a little bit, and it was maybe like 2-3 o'clock in the morning when the police came knocking. And I'm just like, fuck, how the fuck they found me? Like, yo, what the fuck? They came knocking. And they got me. And in my head, I'm trying not to interrupt his story, because I'm just like, it's a lot of discrepancies in this story right now that I hear. But all right, keep going. So I was just like, okay, so what happened? Like, I don't get it. What happened? He was like, all right, so went down to the police station. They had done got Mitch and Ronnie. They got them. So they was already there. So they called me in, and they trying to interrogate me, getting information out of me. But you know me, I don't go out like that. Like, no, I'm like, I don't know nothing. I don't know. I kept denying everything that they said. Like, everything. I'm just like, I don't know. So they gave me my phone call. I ended up calling my dad. And I'm just like, hey, I let him know what was going on. He told me not to say nothing. He gonna get me a lawyer. Like, don't say nothing till the lawyer get there. And I'm just like, all right, cool. I trust Pops. I like I do. He in law enforcement. I'm gonna let him handle this, because I know he gonna get it handled. I'm gonna just sit back and just be like, I don't know what you're talking about. Just deny. So that's what I'm in there doing. So the detectives kept coming in telling me that Ronnie and Mitch trying to blame everything on me, saying that, like, no, I did all of that. Like, all of that was on me. And they didn't know, and they really don't know what was happening. They just knew they went in there for a job and then came out and just went to running. It's like, but they wasn't doing all that extra stuff. It was me. And I'm sitting there. Of course, I'm not believing the cop, because I'm just like, y'all just want me to flip on my niggas. I'm not flipping on my niggas, because those are my brothers. Those are my blood. Like, nah, I ain't flipping on my niggas. Like, no. So I'm just sitting there. I'm like, nope, that's not what happened. That's not what happened. So then my dad and the lawyer finally came in. And when they came in, my dad was telling me, he's like, look, I need you to listen to the lawyer. Whatever advice they give you, you need to take it. Because right now, your friends are trying to pin everything on you. And he said, I looked at my dad, and I was just like, what you talking about? Like, no, they not, because they my boys. Like, They won't do that. We live by a code. Like you not doing. You ain't snitching. I know you not snitching. The plan was if anybody ever get caught, you do not sing. You don't sing. So it's just like I knew they wouldn't do that shit to me. Like no, they not doing that. So I'm looking at my dad like you crazy. They not doing that. And my dad constantly trying to tell me like nah, they really doing that. That's really what they doing. So then dad walked out, and I'm talking to the lawyer, and the lawyer was like, look. The way that they doing it, they already got price. If they go down for this, they gonna be in there for life. You, on the other hand, you ain't got nothing on your record. Nothing at all. So what they trying to do over there is just pin everything on you. So you can maybe get like 15 years or whatever in prison. But they gonna be out once they planting everything on you. And I'm just sitting up there like, nah, my boys want to do they not gonna do that. They not doing that. And that's when the lawyer was like, that's exactly what they are. They're in there flipping on you. They said that you did everything. Now I really need you to listen to me. You need to listen to me. You need to tell them that it was them. You need to. And I'm gonna try my best because you're a minor to get you off with some kind of probation, community service for your first offense. Like see if I could bring it down to a lesser charge since you weren't doing all that assaulting that they was doing. But this is what I need from you. And I'm sitting up there just like, nah, I ain't flipping on my brothers. They not doing that. This is the tactic that y'all use. Like I see it all the time in the movies. Y'all use this tactic to get us to flip on each other. I know they not in there flipping on me. I know they not. So that's when my lawyer, he left. And I'm sitting there thinking, I'm just like, they don't know what the fuck they talking about. Cause my dogs, they not flipping on me. They not flipping on me. So about a good, maybe like, it was a few hours that had went by. And I'm still sitting there. Nobody had came back in there. Like nobody. The detectives, nobody. My lawyer, nobody. Ain't nobody came back in there. So I'm just sitting, wondering what was going on. Next thing you know, all of a sudden, my lawyer came in. And when he came in, he sat down. He was just like, look, this is what I'm going to tell you. I can get you off with probation and community service. But you have to sign this statement saying that they did everything. Like you didn't do anything. Like you're admitting to breaking into the house. You're admitting to the theft. But all that other stuff, that's not going to be on you. But I just need you to sign this. You have to sign this. And I'm like, I'm not signing it. You're not finna get me to flip on my niggas. Like you not. I don't care what the fuck you say. You're not about to do that. And that's when my lawyer pulled out another sheet of paper. It was a statement signed by Ronnie and Mitch. I'm sitting there just like, I don't believe that. Like I don't believe that. I don't believe I'm looking at this. Like, nah, something ain't right. So I look at my lawyer. I'm just like, that's fake. That's fake. Because for one, how you bringing me they signed statement? Like, I don't even know if that's legal. Like what's happening right now? That gotta be fake. In my head, I'm like, nah, that's fake. That gotta be fake. That's when my lawyer looked at me. It's like, look, you don't do this, and they pin everything on you. You ain't looking at 15 years. You're looking at 25 to life. You are. So I'm gonna need for you to sign this statement saying that it wasn't on you. It was on them. They already flipped on you. It's 2 against 1. But the thing is, if you don't admit to anything and give yourself a fighting chance, they're going to win and everything's going to be on you. And I have no control on what the judge is going to sentence you to. Like, I don't. So, do this. This is what you need to do. So I'm just like, man, no, let me think about it. I ain't, Lord, I'm giving you 5 minutes. He walked out. When he walked out, that's when Pops walked in. And Pops sat down and he was just like, D, you need to do this, son. Like, got paid good money for this lawyer. This lawyer can get you, they can get you off. You ain't thinking about football. You're not thinking about all the opportunities that you have going for yourself in life, and you just gonna throw it away for some clowns that's already snitching on you, that's already pinning everything on you. You're gonna throw everything away for those clowns? Like, think about it. You gotta really think about it. You ain't thinking about it. And I told him, I looked at my dad, I'm just like, they not snitching on me. And that's when my dad put his hands on the table, leaned forward, looked me in my eyes, and was like, D, you stupid. You stupid. And you gonna go down, and then they gonna be out living their life and completely forgot about you. You just gonna be the person that took the charge that ruined your life. You ain't thinking about football. You ain't thinking about college. You ain't thinking about all that you got going for yourself right now. Like, you not. They snitched on you. They flipped. They're saying everything is on you because they know that this is your first offense and it's not theirs. So you gonna take those charges for them? You really gonna take those charges from them? So what I want you to do is sit here and really think on that night. Really think on everything that happened that night. Everything that they saying that you doing, that you know they really did. Think about all of that. You really need to think, because you ain't thinking right now. You not thinking right now. God is giving you another opportunity, another chance right now. You need to think. And that's when he left. He left, and I'm sitting there just like, you know what? Maybe he was right. It is my first offense. And it's not theirs. And if they is in there snitching on me, ain't no telling. We didn't talk about me taking no charge. Like, we didn't even have that talk. So the fact that we didn't even have no talk about me taking the charge, they just assuming that I'm gonna take the charge, and they doing all this. I'm like, yo, that shit grimy. That's some slimy shit. And the more I thought about it, I'm just like, yeah, my dad is right. Your pops is right. So when the lawyer came back in with that statement, I signed it. I did. And when I signed it, we went to court. They got 20 years to life. I got probation and community service. Yeah, I mean 2 years probation, but hey, it's it's better than 20 to life. So I was all right with it. But once I got out, of course, you know, the boys, they weren't feeling it. Because they're just like, yo, what the hell happened? Like what? Like, how they got years in prison and you got probation and community service and y'all all at the house at the same time. Something don't sound right. It don't sound right. So it's just like they were side-eyeing me. And, you know, my dad, he knew what was going on. He knew what had to happen. So he handled everything for me. Like, he handled everything for me to make sure that I'll still be able to play football. Even if it ain't in the state of Maryland, I'll still be able to play football. I'll still be able to have a career, but I need to get rid of that lifestyle. So I disappeared. Like, my dad got me out of there. And ever since then, like, I've been away. I have been away from that side and not even trying to see what they got going on. So that's when he looked at me. He was like, Kiana, this is why I need to get jumped back in, because they still feel some type of way. Because some niggas, they got 20 to life. They still in there. They are still in there. And then I'm out. They got questions. I got a family now. I got you. I got the boys that I got to protect. And I'm the one that brought y'all up here. I brought y'all up here because I wanted to be closer to my family. You know, and I felt like you needed to get out of Georgia. You needed to see something new. But I want you to do that protected. I need you protected. I need you safe. Okay? Because you know you the engine. I need you safe. So this is important. It's important. I have to get jumped back in. Like, I have. But I'm going to try everything in my power to not get you dragged into anything. To not get you dragged into any mess. I'm going to keep your hands clean to the best of my ability. I am. I'm going to make sure that you are separate from all this street shit. Because I don't want you in this. I don't want you in there. You're a princess. I need you to stay a princess. Okay? I need you at the house taking care of the house things and the boys. But I need us all safe. And we can't be safe if I got a target on my back. Because if I got a target on my back, you got a target on the back. But the difference between me and you is I know who I'm looking for. You don't. You didn't grow up in this life. You don't know these people. Like, you don't even know this area. I don't want you to even end up on the wrong street and something happen to you. So this is me just trying to protect you, okay? And then We living in the hood right now. Like, yeah, we got a house. Yeah, we finally at my dad's house. But we in Capitol Heights. We're in Capitol Heights. Like, yeah, it ain't Baltimore, but it's Capitol Heights. So it's like, you not used to this city life. Like, you not used to the hood. Like, you a little pampered princess. Like, you are. Little, much as you hate to admit it, you are. You are soft. You're naive. You're green. And we living in the hood right now. So I need you protected. I need us protected. I need to be able to sleep safe at night, knowing that you and the kids, we good. Like, we good. Do you understand? So I look at D, and in my head, I'm just like, you should have left my ass in Georgia. If you knew you had a target on your goddamn back, and you knew we got goddamn kids, especially one that's still on oxygen right now at this moment, what the fuck? Why the fuck would you bring me here? And then why the fuck would we agree on getting a house in Capitol Heights? Come, you know I don't know this area. All I was looking at was the school, literally 50 feet up the road. And usually when you're in the area where school is that close, like, it ain't really crime that close because it's school there. And you ain't got to worry about pedophile because it's a school there. It's like, all right, D. Okay. So I'm like, okay. I understand. I have so many questions. And he looked at me, it's like, at this moment, I feel like some questions don't need an answer. It don't. I gave you the truth. I told you what happened. I told you that this is why. I'm explaining the reason why I need to get jumped back in. And all I need you to do as my woman is to understand. I just need you to listen and understand. Because I'm talking to you. I'm talking to you freely. I'm expressing a feeling, expressing a concern, and all I need is your understanding right now. Okay? Can you give me that? Because I don't want to regret telling you shit. Like, I don't want to have to regret telling you shit because I ain't never told nobody their goddamn story because I know how that made me look. And I don't want to fucking regret that shit. So I'm just like, all right, D. Understand. He's like, and also, no questions. I know you like to ask a lot of questions because I know you just like to know shit because you're a little nosy. But I don't need you asking any questions. And the only reason why I'm saying I don't need you asking any questions is because I don't need your hands dirty. I need, if anything to ever happen and the police have to question you, you can honestly say, I don't know. Like I don't know, because you ain't good at lying. You are not good at lying. So I just need you to not put yourself in a situation to where you will have to lie, cause you're not good at it. So is that a deal? No questions. I won't bring nothing to you. Don't ask me no questions about it. Just know that I'm handling things like that. I'm just like, all right, D. No questions. So when the day came for the initiation back in, he let me know that, hey, this is the day he about to be to Baltimore. He don't know how long he's going to be gone, but he'll be back. And I agreed on no questions. So I was like, all right, okay, that's cool. So he left. When he was gone, I'm in the house with the boys. So at this point, we're in Capitol Heights in the 5-bedroom, 2.5-bath house that we had rented from the private landlord. We have the dogs, Atlas and Gaia. Jackson's there. My son Carter isn't there. But Kion is there. At this time, he is still on oxygen because he was still a fresh, but he wasn't even a year old yet. He was still on oxygen. And we now had King in the house. King is Dee's oldest son. At the time he was 4 when we got him. So he was not in the house. And we were in the middle of COVID. Like right when COVID happened, like the early stages of COVID. So I wasn't working because I had got furloughed at my job. But D was still working because he worked at the gym in Jessup. as the general manager. And like I told him, like I told y'all in the Well Them Key series, we would go to the gym to work out as a family while the gym was shut down. But he was still doing his little thing at the gym or whatever not. So he left. When he left, I'm just bonding with the boys, doing what I normally do around the house. I'm cooking, I'm cleaning, like we going outside with the dogs, taking them for a walk, just spending that time with them. Because it's like it's during COVID, so you really ain't got much to do. Like you can't really do much, can't go nowhere. Like you can just go outside and just enjoy being outside, whatever. So that's what I was doing. D came home maybe around like he left the house at 7 in the morning. He came home at maybe around like 6 that night. He said no questions, so I didn't ask. So when he came in, I saw a little blood on his shirt and he was holding his chin. And I was just like, "You okay? Everything good?" He was like, yeah, everything's fine. Let me rap to you for a second. I was like, okay. So the boys was downstairs with me because we was watching a movie. We was having movie night, whatever, well, movie day, like kind of family bonding time, pretty much. So I was just like, "Hey y'all, let me and your dad talk. Go upstairs." I'm like, okay. So Jackson took King upstairs because King was still fairly new to how things worked around here, and he was not talking. This was around time that we had just got him, so he was nonverbal, still wearing diapers, not pull-ups, not underwear, not even in the process of being potty trained. He was still in diapers, and we was like struggling. So even though I was like helping him with his potty training and all of that, it was still, we were still struggling with that. So Jackson took him upstairs, and I just like, y'all go watch TV in the room or something, and close the door, because Jackson's nosy. Jackson like the ear hustle. So if I say, "Go in your room, close the door, cut on the TV," he know I expect to hear the TV from downstairs with it being so loud. Because I'm just like, you not about the ear hustle. Like, chill that out. So he took King upstairs. Kion was sleeping his playpen downstairs, so I just let him stay down there. So D come in. He sit down on the table. Not table. Sit down on the sofa. Why did I say table? He sit down on the sofa. When he sat down, he was still holding his chin. And I was just like, what happened? What's wrong with your chin? He was just like, "Yo, somebody got me a good time and it split. Like it was slow, but I may need some stitches. Can you look at it?" So I took the little towel that he had on, and sure enough, it was busted. Wow, we had a big gash underneath his chin. And I'm just like, "Yo, who did, like what happened? Like, can I ask you what happened? Like, what happened?" He was like, "Yeah, man. So I went, to get initiated back in or whatever not. And they was just like, they're not going to have a group of niggas, jumping me in. Like, they going to pick the 5 toughest niggas from each part of the hood to come, fight me." And I'm like, "Huh?" He's like, "Yeah, 5 different niggas from each part to come and fight me one-on-one." I was like, "Oh, okay." So he was like, "Yeah, they did it." And I was just going to toe-to-toe with all of them. But the last nigga, like, he got me good up underneath, with an uppercut up underneath that chin. He got me good, busted my shit wide open. He was just bleeding everywhere. I was like, "Yeah, you may need some stitches. Like, you might need some stitches." He was like, I ain't going to the doctor for no stitches." I was like, "Well, I got that burner in there." Because I had like a burner that like you press it, it lights up, and you can like stick it, and it'll burn your skin back together. Yes, I had one of those. So I was just like, I can put it back together for you if you want me to. I ain't gonna stitch it because I ain't got no sutures with me, but I can burn it. He was like, yeah, we're gonna do that. He's like, "But look, I want you to see the video." I'm like, "The video?" He was like, yeah. Them niggas recorded everything because they were just like, "Yo, I was holding my own." I don't know why they thought that I was a little bitch or something, but I was holding my own. I was just like, "Yeah, going toe-to-toe with them niggas. So I want you to see your man in action, because I know you ain't never seen me fight before. So I want you to see your man in action so you can see, like, yo, I was busting them niggas down, yo. Like they couldn't stop me. They couldn't stop me. That's why they needed to bring them niggas in, because they knew they couldn't stop me. They know they couldn't stop me." So I'm just like, "All right, hold on, let me get the thing, and then let me clean you up, and then I'll watch the video." Whatever. So I go grab it. start cleaning him up on his chin or whatever not, and getting his chin burnt back together. And he's showing me the video and I'm watching it. He showed it to me on Instagram, because he got his boy to Instagram it to him, because he was trying to get him to email it to me. He's like, nah, we don't work by email. What you doing? So he got the Instagram it to him so that it could be in vanish mode. So I'm looking at it, and it was all pixelated, so I couldn't really make out the video. I can just make out the figures, because it was really, really pixelated. And I'm just like, what kind of phone they recorded this on? He's like, well, it's one of those little flip phones. We can't, I'm like, but still, I can barely even really see it for real. He was like, man, just know I handled it. Like, your man was crushing down things. I had that going. I just like, oh, okay, but your chin pretty busted. I hope, since you look like that. He's like, don't worry, they look worse. I promise you, they look worse. Man, your man was handling things. I'm like, oh, okay. He's like, but something I need to talk to you about. I was like, oh. In my head, I'm just like, I hate when you say that there is something you need to talk to me about, because it's never nothing good. And it always comes with problems after. So I'm just like, I said I was going to be understanding. I said I was going to keep an open mind. I said I wasn't going to ask no questions. So I'm sitting there, I'm like, all right, go ahead. What's up? He was like, all right. So I'm back in, but I have to prove my loyalty. I'm like, prove your loyalty? It's like, yeah, I got to prove my loyalty, because they under the impression that they don't know what happened. They ain't got access to the report, because I don't know what my dad did, but they buried that shit. That shit is buried. They can't access the statements. So right now they ain't even got no statement on me. So I was telling them, see, I ain't even write no statement, because I don't even do that. So I don't even know what happened. I don't know why they got all that time. And I just got community service and probation, I guess, because it was my first offense. And because they can't prove that I said anything, because they ain't got no statement, I got to prove my loyalty to them. So they need to know that they can trust me. So I'm looking at him. I'm just like, how they ain't got access to the statement? If it was a statement written and signed, if they had somebody in the jail that could, at the police department, they can go in and get, they can go in and get that statement. It's like, yeah, I don't know what Pops did, but he got it to where it's buried. That statement is buried. It's handled. We nah, they ain't access it. They can't find it. So therefore, it ain't no statement out there. And I'm just like, okay, well that's good news, right? He's like, yeah, but at the same time, it's just like they want me to earn their respect or whatever. They want me to show them that they can trust me. And that means I may have to do some things that I don't want to do. I don't. But like I told you, I'm going to try. Well, I ain't going to say I'm going to try, because I don't want to tell you I'm going to try, because I told you I wasn't going to try. I told you I was going to do. So your man going to make sure that you don't get wrapped up in any of this. Okay? I was like, all right, D. Whatever you say. So as those days was progressing, I wasn't asking no questions about his affiliation. I would just let him do what he do, not asking any questions, because he was right. I didn't want to get involved in that, and I wanted to keep my hands clean, because I'm just like, I don't know nothing about that lifestyle. I ain't grow up like that. I grew up in the country with one stoplight and one grocery store. I ain't about that life. He right. I'm a little green. I'm a little naive. I'm too sweet for the streets, yo. So I did what I was supposed to do back at the house with the kids. But this was around the time that, D was asking to find the unicorn for the poly, and then him dealing with King's developmental delays, him being delayed and him thinking that King is just retarded. And I'm just like, no, he's not that. That's not what he is. I'm gonna work with him. Come on. And then on top of that, we still in COVID. Everything's still in COVID. So that means D was still doing what he was doing at the gym. I had started going back to work, because they had called me off a furlough. So I was going back to work. And this was right when he had got me that truck. So y'all remember in the Well Damn Key series when I said that D just texted me out of the blue and was like, hey, I got you a truck, like it's nice, this and that. And then I get home and it's a truck with no windows, no doors, like no transmission, like a truck that don't move. And I'm just like, yo, why would you get me to, like, what am I gonna do with this? And for him, it's just like, look, we're gonna fix it up, we're gonna get it back on the road. Like, yo, it's gonna be good. It's gonna be a good winter truck for you. The whole time D had bought this truck from the guy that cuts our yard, who originally reported it stolen because it was stolen out of his yard by somebody. It was stolen, and then the cops recovered it. And when the cops recovered it, he saw all the parts missing and the VIN number on the truck missing. Like, the truck didn't have no VIN number. So he was just like, look, I can't do nothing with it. So he sold it to Darian. Darian, stupid ass, bought the goddamn truck. So I'm just like, okay, we got this stupid ass truck that we can't do shit with. We can't even move it. He was like, look, I got a mechanic. I'm like, you got a mechanic? I'm like, where you get a mechanic from? Like, we just moved up here. I'm like, you must know him already. He's like, no, I got a mechanic. You know, my crew hooked me up with a mechanic. I got a mechanic. He's going to fix it up. It's going to look real, real nice for you. Okay? Real, real nice. And I'm just like, all right. Okay, we'll let that go. Okay, I'm going to trust you on that. Do what you do. Do what you do. Because at this time, he's just spending money just to spend money. And I'm just like, I'm really trying to figure out a way to get out of this situation. Because y'all know that even though I'm dealing with all of this, I'm still dealing with this man putting his hands on me. I'm still dealing with this man cheating, lying, manipulating, treating his son, not our son that we had together, but his son King, the way that he was treating him. And then it's just, my kids were on edge. It's like they walked on eggshells whenever he was home. So I'm just like, something got to give. I got to do something. So letting him just do his thing, being outside of the house so that I'm able to focus on the kids and, settle them. So by the time he get home, they in the bed sleep anyway. So I'm like, do what you do. Do what you do. Okay? I don't care. So truck got sent off. A couple of weeks rolled by. Y'all remember the parking garage incident to where that day I logged into a fake email account for Darren. Darren had that fake burner account or whatever not. And in that fake email account, I saw the tagged account that I logged into and saw that he was messaging all these females, all these, sex workers, messaging them. And then that linked me up to that Text Now account that I logged into that had him actively, while I was at work, messaging people trying to hook up with them, and one of those people being a person of the trans community. Yeah, y'all remember that? And then me confronting him about all of that, and then him coming to my job after, I called him, he tell me he on his way to Baltimore to the mechanic. And I'm just like, nah, nigga, I know you lying because I'm looking at your messages right here. You on your way to see the person of the trans community. Like, no, nigga, I ain't stupid. But I realized I was stupid by telling him that while I was at work, because this still a man, regardless, that is finna do something that would have other people looking at him as less than a man, if you get what I'm saying. So I wasn't thinking about that fact right there. I was upset. I was mad. I was stupid. Stupid and put myself in danger. And with that, that's when he picked me up from the job, took me to the very top of the parking garage, got out the car, putting on gloves, and I ran off, running, screaming, like yelling, running from him, trying to hide from him, because I thought that he was trying to unalive me. Like, he was. He was. And that's when the police showed up, and then his dad showed up, and that whole fiasco. And then me leaving the parking garage to try to get to my kids first so that I can get them and get on a plane back to Georgia so I get the fuck away from his crazy ass. Y'all remember that. And how when the police showed up to the daycare, because he beat me to picking up the older two kids, Jackson and King. But we met each other at the daycare, and I told the director, do not release our son, Kion, to him. I'm showing up with the police. So he was stuck outside of the daycare until I got there. But then the police informed me that in the state of Maryland, the father has equal rights to the kids as the mom. So I can't just come and say that he can't take his kids. Even though these are the same cops that saw what went down in the parking garage, that saw his anger in the parking garage, but they still tell me like, no, you cannot take his kids from him. The only child that you can take is the child that belongs to you and only you, which was Jackson. And then I tried to protest and be like, well, no, he don't know if King was his, is his, because he ain't took no blood test, this and that. They didn't care about that. So at the end of that situation, I was only able to leave with one kid. But with that one kid, I headed to the airport to try to get a rental. If I wasn't going to get on a plane, I was going to try to get a rental so that I can get out of here or try to figure out what I'm going to do with the kids, whatever. But on the way to do that, Darian tracked my location. He found me at the airport. Y'all was running from him through the airport, and me and Jackson hid in the stairwell to where Jackson says he does. Because at that point, I was like, you know what? We just going to get on a plane and we just going to go, Jackson. And then Jackson looked at me and it's like, we not leaving my brothers. We going back and get my brothers. So that's why I'm just like, oh, shit. Let me go get his damn brothers. And then I get in the car, call up Big Bro, which is Darian's older brother. Call him up. He let me know that Darren just want to talk, like he said about everything, this and that. Like, come to the house. The kids are at the house. I go to the house to try to get the kids. They wouldn't let me leave with the kids. And they end up with Darian putting the shotgun to my face. Yep. That whole situation. And demanding $10,000 and all this and that. Yes. But then I end up leaving, calming down, stayed at the hotel for a few days. And then me and Darian talked. And when we talked, of course, he didn't want me to leave, didn't want me to do anything. He wanted to talk. And then we had our little conversation. And then we both ended up going to pick up the kids from Big Bro house. That's just the cliff notes of that situation that happened so that I don't have to, like, redo that whole situation. Okay, so now we're back at the house after the kids, but before the arrest. Because, you know, the arrest did not take place until 2 weeks after the initial incident. Okay, so we're at the house after the arrest. The kids are upstairs sleeping. I looked at Darian and was like, I want to have a conversation with you. I want to have a real conversation with you. He was like, okay, but we can have one. I'm like, cause I don't want us to continue being the way that we are. Like, your anger, it gets the best of you. I'm like, yeah, you've been chill these last few days, but I'm like, that's usually how it goes. You chill the last few days. You chill for a few days or a few weeks, and then you right back on that crazy psycho shit. Like, I don't need that. I'm like, I don't feel safe. And you said you wanted me to feel safe. You said that. You said it was important for me to feel safe. I don't feel safe here with you, so we need to talk. He was like, okay, what you want to know? I was like, all right, I'm going to just come out and say it. I want to know why you were on your way to see the person of the trans community. And that's when D sat up on the sofa. And when he sat up on the sofa, I was just like, fuck, here we go. He's finna put his hands on me, because, why did I have to bring this up? Why did I bring this up? Of all things, why this? Why I had to lead with this? So I'm just like, well, that's something I really want to know, because I want to know, like, what the hell that was. Like, come on, just be honest with me. You said you're going to be honest with me. Just be honest with me so I can, like, put these pieces together to make it make sense. Like, I just want it to make sense. I could be more understanding if it makes sense. I just want it to make sense. So when he sat up, he looked at me. And I was just like, I tensed up a little bit. And I was like, you never mind. You don't have to answer that question. We can talk about something else. He was like, no, I want to answer it. I'm going to answer it. I'm going to let you know. It ain't what it looked like. And I'm just like, okay, but like, what was it? Because in my mind, I read the messages. I saw what you was planning on doing. Like, what y'all talked about. Like, I saw all of that. So I'm like, what do you mean it's not what I'm making it out to be? He was like, look, so you know how when we was back in Georgia and we was tight on money and you told me to handle things and I went out and I handled things and I told you later how I was handling them things. And I was like, yeah. He was like, I was going to do the same thing with this guy. And I'm like, what? He was like, yeah, this was just going to be a lick. I was going to go over there. He was going to welcome me in. And then I was going to, to see what he had in there. That's what that was. And I was like, but D, that's not what that sounded like. He's like, look, no, remember how I told you how I find my people? I found him the exact same way. And he was such an easy target. Like, he a member of the trans community. Like, he already insecure. I know he ain't really got no protection like that for real. Because, they don't really have protection like that. And, like, when he sent me his location, I looked it up. I knew exactly where he was. And I'm like, yo, this will be perfect. Like, perfect. And in my head, I'm like, I looked at his location too. That he sent you. That wasn't no hotel. That was a house. That was a neighborhood. Like, nah, that didn't make sense to me in my head. But I'm like, you know what? I'm going to keep listening because maybe he can make it make sense because I'm not going to ask questions right now. He's opening up to me, maybe. So let me just hear him out. He's like, look, I peeped the scene. I knew where he was going to be. I knew that area. I knew the outs of the street, the one way in, the multiple ways out. So that's important. Like, I knew that the whole layout. So I'm like, no, he was just going to be a lick for me. That's all. But when you called me and was accusing me, I'm just like, oh, hell no, ain't no way that you think that I'm going to do some shit like that. Like, I don't even get down like that. That's what pissed me off about you. Because, like, you will see some shit and you will assume, and I hate that shit about you. Because you always doing that shit. You like my fuck ass mama. And I'm just like, I was just looking at what I was reading. He said, and exactly, you was taking everything for face value. You can't do that sometimes. You got to really think. And in my head, I'm like, in some situations that makes sense. But your track record proves that, like, nah, nigga, I need to take shit for face value. I don't need to, what I see is what it should be. Nah, whatever. But, hey, we rolling with it. You talking to me, so I'm listening. So, I'm just like, well, D, like, why did you get so upset with me? Like, you was really about to, unalive me in there. He was like, no, I was not. I wasn't. Like, I wouldn't do that. I would not do that. I told you the engine. I can't see my life without you. Like, I can't. I wouldn't do that to you. And now I hate myself those times that I do be putting my hands on you. Like, how I let myself get so angry and put my hands on you. Like, I don't know if this is just some shit that I went through in my childhood that got me like this. But it's like, I'm sorry. I'm working on it. But I need you to just trust me. Just ask me questions. Like, if you want any clarity on anything, just ask me. And I'm going to give it to you. I will give it to you. Because I don't want us to keep being like this. I don't want to be like this. So I was like, okay. All right. He's like, yeah, that was just going to be a lick. I wasn't going to do nothing to you. I was just so upset that you would even think that I would be that type of man to do something like that. And in the back of my mind, I date back to when we was in Georgia and I was at work in Georgia and I came across that same secret email with Grindr emails in it. And I'm just like, why wouldn't my mind assume the worst when in the past you had Grindr emails in a fake email account? So it's like, but you know how you want to believe a person so bad that even they bullshit sometimes sounds like you make their bullshit make sense. So that's exactly what I did. I made his bullshit make sense. So I'm like, all right, okay, I'm gonna take what you said and I'll let that be that. I won't mention it no more. Okay. It's like, all right. That's really all I want. And if you do have any more questions, like, yo, just ask me. Don't assume. Man, your man ain't out here on no bullshit like that. I don't even get down like that. So Like, that shouldn't even been the first thing that came to your mind. That's another reason why it made me upset. Because I'm just like, why would that be the first thing to come to your mind? Like, me. Like, come on. Like, nah, I'm just like, all right, it's okay. I get what you're saying. I get it. All right. So we ended that conversation at that. And then the following week is when he got arrested. Like when the police showed up to the house with a warrant, and I didn't even know what was going on. And then y'all saw me trying to go to all the different jails to try to figure out what jail he was at, and then figured out what jail he was at, and then like sitting out there because they wouldn't let me bond him out to the morning and all of that. Y'all saw that. So literally a week after that conversation is when that happened. And that's why when he got out, I was feeling a little bad. Because I'm just like, we did have that talk. I felt like I did, hit some ground with him opening up and like saying like, look, just talk to me. And we were talking. We were good. No, I didn't forget about, all the times that he put his hands on me. No, I didn't forget how sometimes he looks at his own child. But I felt like maybe he was learning to be better. Like he was learning to control his anger because he wasn't putting his hands on me. Like he did start to soften up a little bit with King. And when I say soften up, it's just like he allowed King to be around him a little bit longer than 5 minutes. And he allowed King to start sitting beside him, and building that bond all over again. Because he told me, he was just like, look, I just detached from that child because his mama took him away from me for all these years, didn't let me have no communication with him. So in order for me to be able to cope as a parent, that I'm not being able to see my child and parent my child, I have to detach myself from that child. So I was detached from him. So I'm trying to gain that attachment back. But it don't just happen overnight. It's not like how it is with a mom. You just see your child and you just automatically feel connected. It ain't like that. Like, because it was when I first had him, but then when she took him from me and then let me see him, and then I get him back and he's this way, it's hard for me to attach myself back to him. It's hard for me to be able to be like, yeah, that's my child, but I'm trying. So I saw him trying a little bit. Like I said, he was allowing King to be around him more. I saw him like playing with King a little bit more. So I'm just like, okay, so maybe this is this attachment that he's trying to get back with King. Like all right, that's that attachment. All right, cool. So after that, we had Kion's birthday party, because he had finally turned one. Like Kion's our son, finally turned one. We had his birthday party, and then, like I said, things was going good. A couple of months after that, then before I went to see my family, I went to see my family back in 2020, like right when it lifted for us to travel to Georgia due to COVID. I went in October to see my family, and also to be there for my grandma, to see my grandma, whatever. So right before that, we was taking D to his arena football practices, right? Because he was playing arena football. And after one of those practices, because they practice on a Sunday in Baltimore, after one of those practices, he got in the car. We had the kids in the back seat. He was like, hey, I need you to run with me. We need to go and see the mechanic. I was like, the mechanic? He's like, yeah, the one that got your truck. We need to go and see him. I was like, okay, all right. He's like, but look, when we get in there, I want you to come in with me. The kids gonna stay in the car, but I want you to come in with me. I was like, okay, because in my mind, I'm thinking like, why you acting like this? Like, okay, I'll come in there with you. Like, what's up? He's like, but look, remember how I told you that I met this mechanic? I'm like, okay, from your affiliation? Okay. He's like, all right. So when we get in there, you have to move a certain way. I'm like, move a certain, what do you mean move a certain? He's like, just listen. Stop asking questions. Just listen. I'm going to give you all the information. Just listen. Stop talking. I'm like, all right. It's like, when I say move a certain way, I don't need you to ask no questions. I don't need you to really say anything. What I need you there for is just to listen to look out and pay attention and catch what I'm not catching. And in my mind, I'm like, fuck you mean catch what you not catching? Bitch, I ain't no mechanic. I don't know what the fuck mechanics, what they do. How the fuck up? What you mean catch what you ain't catching? If he under the hood, like, oh, this need this and that, and I'm supposed to be like, oh no, it don't need that because it need it. Like, the fuck? I don't know this shit. I'm just like, okay, D, catch what you're not catching. Gotcha. So we roll up to the mechanic shop. Normal looking mechanic shop. We roll up, D part the truck. And he was like, he looked at me. He was like, pay attention. He's like, I know you pay attention to detail a lot, but in this situation, I really need you to pay attention. Remember what I said. Catch what I'm not catching. I was like, okay, all right, cool. So I turned to the back. I'm like, all right, Jackson, when we get out, lock the door. We're going to be right back. If you need me, call me, because Jackson had a phone. Like, if you need me, call me. Be right back, okay? He's like, all right, cool. We get out. We walk in. D walk to the office. I'm walking right behind him, but I'm walking a little bit slower than him, and he looking at me like, yo, catch up. And I'm just like, nigga, how the fuck am I supposed to be catching what you ain't catching if I can't even take the time to process what I'm supposed to be catching? Like, the fuck? But I'm like, all right, I'm coming. So I go behind him. He get up to the office door, knock, guy open it. When open, he's like, what's up, Deuce? And that's when D was like, hey, and they dapped each other up. They did their little, the affiliation handshake. He taught me all the handshakes, but I feel like I'm not supposed to be using the handshake because I'm not in that affiliation. I'm just an associate. So, like, when they did it, in my head, I'm like, ooh, I know how to do that one, too. I know exactly what they'll move. Y'all try to do it all fast and shit, but I know exactly what y'all did because he taught me that shit, too. Like, come on, nigga, dap me up. I know. But I ain't do that. I just sat there and I just stood there because, I'm not supposed to be saying anything. I'm just supposed to be catching what he don't catch. Okay? So, he invited us in. We sat down. He had like a little couch in his office. We sat down on the couch, and then he pressed a button on a little remote or something, and then his little blinds, they switched down and it turned black. And I'm just like, all right, some fancy shit. It still ain't dawned on me, because in my mind, I'm just like, why the fuck he closing the blind in a mechanic shop? Nigga, we talking about car parts. Like, what's so fucking top secret about goddamn car parts? The fuck? So I'm sitting down, I'm looking, I'm just like, all right, okay. So him and D start to talk, and they little language at first. And in my head, I'm just like, D don't taught me some of these words. I know what y'all trying to say without saying it, but I'm like smiling as if they speaking Spanish and they don't know that I know how to speak Spanish. And I'm just like, nigga, I know what y'all talking about, whatever. So then next thing you know, I hear D was like, so how the truck coming along? And that's when the mechanic was like, yo, it's coming good. I just put a new engine in it. It's like I put some doors underneath it, like underneath the lining of the truck, so it'll be easy to, for your cargo, for your product. And then I'm like, product? The fuck? Product? I'm like, okay, shut up, Key. Just listen. And he was like, oh, yeah. And he was like, here, I got these for you. And that's when he handed D some license plates. I'm like, fuck he don't do a license plate? We already got license plates on our car. I'm like, shut up, Key. You asking too many questions in your head. Pay attention. You ain't catching what he ain't catching, what he don't see. So I'm just like, you know what? All right. Pay attention. So I'm like, license plate. Product for underneath the truck. The same truck that was reported stolen and then recovered by cops, but recovered with no VIN number, no doors, parts missing. You're reconstructing that car. You're reconstructing the truck, but the truck's supposed to be reconstructed for me. I don't think that truck was being reconstructed for me. I think that was just a way for him to say that so I could be okay with it. Because if it's for me, I'm just like, oh shit, it's for me. All right, cool. But I'm just like, hold on. Wait a minute. So the more I listen, the more I'm understanding. The reason why D was so fast to jump on that car is because it was no longer hot. it was already missing a VIN number. So it's just like, if anything happened in that truck, you couldn't trace it back to anybody. You couldn't. You would have to trace it back to the original owner or whatever not. But it was already reported stolen, and it ain't got no VIN number, so it's gonna be hard to trace back to the original owner. But then I'm just like, nah, it ain't gonna be hard to trace back, cause it's gonna be the same color. That owner know what the car look like he know. Like, come on, he know. Next thing you know, the mechanic was like, you want to go take a look at it? You want me to show you what I'm talking about? And that's when dude was like, yeah, come on, let's go. And I look. He's like, get up, come on, we finna go look. He's like, don't you want to see what your truck look like? And in my head, I'm like, nigga, this ain't my truck. You not like, and if this is my truck, why the fuck is this my truck? You know? I'm like, some a little fishy, a little murky in his water, but I'm like, okay, I'm rolling with it. But so he took us out back. Let's see the truck. He had them put new doors on the truck. He had them added a sunroof to the truck, put a bed cover on the truck, and he had when we got out there, the hood of the truck was lifted up, so I guess so we could see into the inside. It still didn't have no damn engine. Like, it had no engine or no transmission, but hey, the doors was put together. And then I noticed the truck wasn't black anymore. It wasn't black. The truck was white with black trim. I'm like, white with black trim? And I'm looking, I'm like, oh, you did a paint job that we wrapped it. Oh, you wrapped it? He's like, yeah, it's easier to wrap it just in case something happened. And I'm like, okay. And they looking at me like, shut the fuck up. You're not supposed to be in here talking. So I'm just, I peeped that look, and I was like, okay, I ain't gonna say shit else. We'll talk about it later. All right. So he's showing these, like, all the enhancement that he done made to the car, this and that. And then they started talking about dates. Like, and I'm just like, what are these dates y'all are mentioning? But I'm like, at the same time, I'm not supposed to know any of this information. I'm just supposed to be peeping what D don't see. All right, that's it. That's all I'm supposed to do. So D looking around the truck at this point, because they hadn't stopped talking. D started like really looking around the truck and looking underneath the truck. That's when the mechanic walked over to me. And when he walked over, he stood beside me. He was just like, it's coming along good, ain't it? And I'm just like, yeah, it is. It's looking nice. But I'm just like, why did you wrap it instead of spray painting it? He was like, well, we wrapped it because it'd be easier to pull off the wrap. I'm like, why would you want to pull off the wrap? He was like, if anything happens, it'll be easier to pull off the wrap. He was like, you're not from here, are you? I'm like, no, I'm not. He's like, I could tell by your accent. I'm like, I ain't got no accent. And that's when I looked up and I saw D glaring at me. And I'm just like, oh, I'm not supposed to be talking. So let me shut the fuck up. I'm going to shut the fuck up. So man was like, yeah, you do got an accent. And I was like, I try to get a fake laugh so we can like cut that conversation, because I ain't got me and D have been doing okay. I ain't got time for all the extraness, okay? I don't, okay? I don't. So I asked him, I was like, hey, do you have a restroom in here? He was like, yeah, I got one in my office. You can go use the one in my office. And I was like, okay, cool. So I told him, I'm finna go use the bathroom. He's like, all right, we finna chop it up here, but I'll meet you at the car. Like, once you leave, just go to the car. I'm like, all right, cool. So I walk back in the office. And as I'm walking in the office, I'm looking around. I'm like, just, you know how you just like walk and just give a quick glance. And I'm noticing the different cameras in the different positions that's supposed to be hidden. But you can kind of see, sometimes you can see some of the hidden cameras that are like in the walls, just how the walls bulk out some. Like you can kind of see that. So I'm walking and I'm looking and I'm just like, okay. And I'm like browsing, just like glancing, because I don't want to, because I know that there's cameras in there. I'm like, look, can't make it too obvious. Just gotta make it look like I'm just, browsing. I'm just looking around. I know the two safes that are in there. All right, cool, because they was in different locations. So I walked to the bathroom. I got in the bathroom, and I was like, oh. I was about to use the bathroom until I look up, and I saw that there was a camera pointing down at the toilet. And I'm like, you know what? Nah, I'm good. So I just washed my hands. And I walked out. When I walked out, I went to the truck, sat in the truck, text D, I'm at the truck. So about like 10 minutes later, he come out. Get in the car, put it in reverse. We started driving off. He was like, did you catch anything? I'm like, I don't know what you mean by did I catching anything. I'm like, I seen some things, but I don't know what you mean by catching. He was like, did you see where the safes were? And I'm like, in my head, I'm like, is this a trick question? Because they weren't hidden. Like, am I supposed to say, no, I didn't see where it was, but I did see where it was? Or am I supposed to say, yes, I saw where it was and told them where it was? Because to me, they weren't hidden. They were in plain sight. If you look, they were in plain sight. So I'm just like, how the fuck do I answer that question? I'm like, do I be truthful? Because I feel like if I'm being truthful, he gonna be like, what the fuck you looking that hard for? Or, but no, at the same time, he told me to pay attention, but I'm just like, I'm sure he noticed that too. So it's like, I don't know, whatever. So I told him, I was just like, yeah, I saw exactly what the safes were. And that's when D looked at me and was like, good girl. And in my head, I'm just like, I hate when this nigga say good girl to me. Because for one, I'm not a motherfucking dog. The fuck? Not a fucking good girl. You told me to pay attention. I did what the fuck you told me to do. Like, don't fucking say good girl to me. I ain't no bitch. My mom ain't raised no bitch. The fuck? So I'm just like, but I don't understand. He said, you will later. I was like, okay. And I was like, but he told me he rapped. And that's when D looked at me and was like, shh, not with the kids in the car. It's like, okay, that makes sense. Okay. Because I forgot. Jackson pays attention to every fucking thing. He does. He try to act like he don't, but he does. So I'm like, yeah, let me shut the fuck up. All right. So we get home. When we got home, I sent the kids out back, take the dogs out back, sent them out back or whatever, not with the dogs. And me and D sat down on the sofa. He was like, all right, the reason why I wanted you to pay attention to where those safes are, because the next time I see you over there, I need you to let me know if they move to a different location. I'm like, huh? He was like, yes. You'll understand later. But right now, the next time you go over there, I'm like, next time I go over there, he's like, look, it's going to be some time. But the next time we go over there, I need you to tell me if you notice that the safes have moved. I'm like, okay. He's like, it's very important. It's like, okay, I'll let you know if it's moved. Okay, I'll let you know. All right, cool, whatever. So he was just like, all right, we gonna let that ride out. But what you think about the truck? I'm like, I'm not understanding why is that my truck? Why are you putting all these hidden compartments and the whole wrapping, of the truck? Why is it on my truck? He was like, okay, so to be completely honest, it's your truck, but it's only gonna be your truck when I need you to use it. I'm like, what you mean when you need me to use it? He was like, when I need you to use it, it's gonna be your truck. So there's gonna be a time that it may not be a time. Because I told you, like, I'm not dragging you into my shit, so it may not be a time. But in my head, I'm like, you kind of low-key already dragged me into this shit a little bit. Like you did. You did. So I'm like, because I ain't supposed to know nothing. You done showed me the man. You done showed me the location. You done showed me the hidden compartments. You done made me look out for a goddamn safe. So I'm like, you done dragged me into something. But I just don't know what it is. So he told me not to ask too many questions. So I wasn't going to ask too many questions because I'm like, I already know. In my mind, I already know a little bit too much to be able to say, like, I don't know what's going on. I can't say I don't know what's going on because you don't let me know some shit. So it's like, okay, all right. So that's when D told me. He was just like, hey, so we're going to go over Big Bro house later on. And he gonna show you about the different modifications. I'm like, the different modifications? He was like, yeah, Big Bro like to mod his weapons. So we're gonna go over that. I'm like, go over that? Why are we going over there. I'm like, I know how to dismantle a weapon. I know how to clean a weapon. I was in the military. We did that. Every time we went to the gun range, we had to break it down. We had to clean it, put it back together. I'm like, I know how to do all that. He's like, no, big bro alters his weapons. Like he modifies his weapons. He break it down. He add parts. He add different things. He can make a regular Glock a automatic. Like that's what big bro do. So we're gonna go over there, and we're just gonna ask him some questions, cause I want to see if you know how to do that. I do not know how to do that. I'm not gonna be able to do it. I'm not. He's like, but I just want you to see the process. Just see the process. I'm like, all right. So a couple weeks went by. We ended up going to Big Bro house. Big Bro showed me his collection. When I say he has an impressive collection, he has an impressive collection that he has modified. Yeah. So he let us pick out a few, because D had this friend that owned some land. This is a white friend. You know how you get. I feel like you need to have, as a black man, you need to have a white friend. Even if you into that gang hood shit, you still need to have a white friend for these reasons. You need to network. You need to know people. Okay? So we got some weapons from Big Bro. Went with D, with his friend, to his acres to shoot. And I'm just like, to me, that was fun. Because I like doing stuff like that. I'm just like, yo, I know how to shoot a weapon. Like I does this. Like I do this. I know how to do this. Like the fuck. Like, come on. Like I ain't no rookie. Whatever. So we went to the field, and D was like, look, you got that military training, but I need you to know how to handle it. I was like, for one, you gave me a Glock. This shit jam a lot. So like, if it fuck up, it just fuck up, because you gave me a piece of shit weapon. For one, he was like, no, that's Big Bro's modified. You got it. And I'm like, all right, cool. So we out there just hitting targets or whatever. Not doing the fly. The first time I've ever did this, like doing the flying disc, and when you shoot it down, I'm just like, I'm having the time of my life. The whole time I did not know that his associate was an affiliate. It wasn't just a normal friend. It was affiliate, and he was looking at how I shoot. Didn't know that. I didn't know that till we got in the car. When we got in the car, he was just like, yo, he think you did a good job. And in my mind, I'm like, yo, I thought we were just out there for shits and giggles. We were just having fun. What you mean he think I did a good job? He was like, look, don't worry about it. Like I told you, I'm trying to earn a trust back, and they need to know, like, look, I'm good, and that, like, I got good people around me if shit hit the fan. I'm like, D, you said I wasn't gonna be in. He's like, no, you're not gonna be in this. But they need to know that, like, if anything happened to where it hits home, the person at home can handle shit. So he just need to know that you can handle shit. That's it. And I told him, just like, yo, she good. Like, yo, my girl good. Like, I already knew what I had. Like, you good. I told him he was good, but he just wanted to see it for himself. And I'm like, oh, okay. All right, I guess. But in my head, I'm just like, for you not to want me to get wrapped up in some shit, you kind of wrapped me up in this shit with me not really knowing, me just thinking that it's casual encounters. But I'm just like, the Gemini in me is just rolling with it, because I'm just like, all right, let's see how far this plot gonna go. Like, just doing it for the plot at this point. Yeah, I know. Bad decision. We know this. But at that time, D still was not putting his hands on me, because he hadn't got arrested. We waited for his court hearing, whatever. Everything was smooth. It was going smooth. Still was having his little attitude here and there, but he was working on that anger. That's all I wanted, was to work on that anger. Whatever. So the days are going by, the months are going by, everything is going good. Great. Until one night I get a phone call. It's like 9 o'clock at night. I'm in the bed. The kids are in the bed. D call me. He was like, I need you right now. I'm like, what? Hey, what's going on? What's happening? Because D wasn't at home. He was not. At this time, we had done He hadn't stopped working as a general manager at the gym, and we had started the DC Ultra Fitness brand, like with him doing his clients and stuff. So I was used to him not getting home till 10 o'clock at night anyway. So I'm just like, yo, because we building the clientele, we building the brand, building the business, doing all that. So I'm just like, yo, his schedule, he ain't supposed to get here till 10 o'clock anyway. So when he called me at 9 and was like, hey, I need you, in my mind, I'm like, yo, what the fuck? What the fuck you need me for? Like, I'm like, yo, what happened? Was everything okay? Cause I got the kids at the house. Like, everybody home with me. What do you need me for while you are out? Like what's up? You got in a wreck? Like, what's going on? He's like, look, I don't need you to ask no questions, but I need you to get in the car. I need you to get the kids, take them to Big Bro. Tell Big Bro, Blue 20. When you tell him Blue 20, he gonna give you some keys. You gonna leave your car there, and you gonna switch out. I'm like, what? He's like, do it. You got an hour. I'm like, where am I going? Baltimore. Meet me at the mechanic. I'm like, how the fuck you expect me to get from Capitol Heights to Waldorf to Baltimore in an hour? He's like, you'll make it happen. Come on, I need you. I'm like, fuck. Okay, hung up the phone. I hung up the phone, and I'm just like, fuck, okay. Let me get the kids. I don't want to get the kids. I literally just put them in bed, but I'm just like, what the fuck you need me for? Like what's going on? What's happening? So I go upstairs. I'm like, Jackson, get up. He was like, huh? I'm like, look, get up, hurry up, put your shoes on. You ain't gotta put no clothes on. You stay in your bed. We're gonna go see your cousins, okay? We're gonna go see your nana and your cousins, and y'all can play. You can go to sleep over there, okay? Go to sleep over there. He was like, everything okay? I'm like, look, Jackson, ask a question. Do what I asked you to do. You know, I go to Ken and Kayan room and just started getting them together because it ain't no use to explaining to them. Just helping them put on their shoes. I grab them and we run outside. I'm like, Jesse, you gotta hurry up. You have to hurry up. He was like, do you want to put Gaia in her cage? I'm like, no, leave the dogs out. Don't worry about the dogs. They're okay. He's like, okay. So we go out, lock the door. I take the kids to Big Bro. When I got to Big Bro, I was like, look, D called me. He said Blue 20. He's like, fuck. All right. He threw me some keys. When he threw me some keys, he's like, look, just press the button. You'll figure out which car it is. But give me your phone. I'm like, give me my fucking phone. He's like, give me your phone, sis. Give me your phone. The kids are here. They're going to be safe. Give me your phone. You don't have to worry about the phone. I'm like, but how am I call? He's like, look, just do it. When you get to the car, you understand. I'm like, all right. Okay, all right. Handing him my phone. And I look at my time. I'm like, I literally maybe got 30 minutes to get to Baltimore from there. And I was like, fuck. Okay, I can do it. Find a car. I get in the car. When I get in the car, I crank it up. And I just started driving. I ain't even worried about the phone situation no more. Like, I'm just driving. I'm driving. I'm just like, why the fuck they got me in this piece of shit? Like, why the fuck I couldn't take my own goddamn car? But why the fuck I had to leave my phone? In my head, I'm asking myself all these questions that I know I ain't gonna get the answer to right now. Because if I try to get the answer to it, I'm gonna be overthinking and driving, and it's gonna fuck me up, and I might get pulled over by the police because I'm driving too fast. Because shit, I'm overthinking and driving, you know. So I'm driving. I'm getting there. Next thing you know, I hear ringing. I'm like, what the fuck is it? What is ringing? I'm like, oh shit, he done left his phone here. So I'm looking around for the phone. I find it in the armrest. I pick it up. It's one of those little flip phones. I'm like, the fuck is this shit? So I looked at it, and it was just a number. And I'm like, I ain't gonna answer this. I put it down because I'm just like, oh, who the fuck phone is this? And I'm steady drive. The phone just going off. So I answered. I was like, hello? D. It was D. He was like, Kiana, good. When you get here, cut your lights, park on the side. I'm like, cut my lights, park. He said, yes, just do it, okay? But you're going to walk in normal, okay? I want you to just cut the lights, park outside, walk in normal. I'm like, all right, okay. I should be in there in like 10 minutes or so. He's like, all right, I need you to hurry up, though. Hurry up. I'm like, all right, okay, I will. All right. So, hung up the phone with him. I got to the mechanic, parked outside, cut my lights just like he told me to. And I got out and walked in. When I walked in, everything was like calm. Like it wasn't nothing out of normal, nothing out of place. And I'm just like, what was the sense of urgency? I'm not understanding. I'm like, look, don't ask no questions. He said, don't ask no questions. You don't ask no questions. I'm just gonna see what the fuck this is. What does he need me for? Like what's up? So I knock on the office door. He opened. The mechanic opened. I see D sitting on the sofa. When D was the mechanic motioned me to come in. I started walking in. I was like, "Hey," and D was like, "Oh, thank you, baby. You're such a lifesaver." And I'm looking at him like, "What the fuck is going on?" He was like, "You got the key?" I'm like, "Yeah." Like, "Yeah, here." I'm like, "You talking about to the car?" He's like, "Yeah." I'm like, "Here." And I tossed him the key. He's like, "Oh, thank you so much. Thank you so much." Cause we was about to be fucked up. I'm like, I'm trying not to look so confused because I feel like this is one of those moments that I'm supposed to know what's going on. So I'm just like, "Oh yeah, I got you. Like, I got you." He's like, "You want to sit down for a second?" And I'm just like, I mean, am I good to go? Like, if everything good? He's like, yeah, they good. But I noticed that while I was sitting there talking to D, the mechanic ain't say shit. He ain't said nothing. Not one word since he opened the door. And like, I'm just like, okay. I peeped that. So D was just like, "All right, come on, let's go." So D stood up and started walking. And when he started walking, I started walking behind him. But then I noticed that the two places that I saw the safes in the last time, they were not in those spots. They were not in the same spots. They were in different spots. And I'm just like, is this what he wanted me here to pay attention to? Because I'm just like, something feels off. It feels like tension. The vibe feels off. And I'm just like, all right, yo, what the fuck is going on here? Okay. So I'm walking behind him. Next thing you know, I hear the mechanic like, hey, wait up. Wait, hold on a second. And that's when D turned around and was like, "Yo, bro, I told you, I got everything covered. Everything is handled." And that's when I turned around and I looked at the mechanic. And the mechanic looked at me. And it was just a way that he looked at me that seemed so off. You know how you could just feel when something ain't right, but you don't know what it is because you ain't even got all the context of what the fuck is happening. But you know that what's happening ain't supposed to be happening. So I'm just looking like, yo, remain calm, Key. Like, don't freak the fuck out. Don't jump to conclusions. Just ride it out. D ain't signal nothing to you, so I think we good. I think we good because I don't think he would put me in a position to where it's extremely dangerous for me, especially not out in the open like this. I don't think he would do that. I don't think he would do that. Would he do that? So D was just like, "I got it handled. We good. And then we started walking again. When we started walking, he was just like, "Where did you park the car?" I said, "You told me to park it across the street." I did that. Like, I parked it right there with the lights off. He's like, "All right, cool. All right, come on." He's like, "You know, walk a little bit faster." I'm like, "Walk a little bit faster." He's like, "Come on, just make it look like you're walking on, but just come on." So we walking. Next thing you know, I hear, "Hey, Deuce," and then that's when D turned around and looked. He saw one of his little partners. Like, I recognized him from when we was at practice because it was like one of those times he was at his arena football practice, and the guy came up to the car after practice. I recognized that face, so I'm like, it's him. Didn't know his name, but I recognized it was him. He was just like, he was like, "Oh yeah, what's up? He's like, "Yo, can I roll with you?" And he was like, "Yeah, come on, man, come on." But the way D said it, it was like he knew that he was gonna be there. Cause I'm just like, the whole time he was sitting in the office, this person was never there. I ain't seen this person. This person just popped out of nowhere and asked for a ride. And I'm just like, what the fuck is this? And that's when D looked at me. He's like, here, Kim, you gonna drive. I'm like, where I'm going? We gonna go? He's like, get in the car. You driving. I'm like, all right, cool. So that's when the guy ran up to the car. D ran and got in the car. I got in the driver's seat. So I'm just sitting there, I'm about to crank it up to go. That's when D and the guy pull out their weapons. And I'm like, yo, what the fuck is going on? That was like, this nigga's lying. He lying. He trying me. He on some snake shit. I'm like, what? Wait, hold on, wait. He's like, look, just drive the car. Roll the windows down. Just drive the car. You're going to get up there, bust a U-turn. We're going to come back. I'm like, what? He's like, you're going to get up to the stop sign, bust a U-turn, and we're going to come back. We're going to be on our side so that the shop is on our side. I'm like, okay, but what the fuck is happening? He's like, just do it, Keon. I'm like, man, what the fuck this nigga done got me into? But okay. So I go to driving. I drive. He's like, drive normal. Do not speed off. I'm like, okay. At my heart, I'm just do. And then that whole time, I'm just like, yo, what's this shit playing? Like, what the fuck is going on? I wish I knew what the fuck was going on. Like, what the fuck is going on? So I'm driving normal. And I look over to the side. The mechanic dude, he's standing outside. And there's another guy that hadn't showed up. And I don't know who that other guy was. He was like a heavier set guy. And I'm just like, yo, what the fuck is going on here? So I drove normal and I nodded to the mechanic to make it seem like everything was okay. It was all cool. So I drive, I bust that U-turn just like he wanted me to. And then when I bust the U-turn, D was like, look, you're going to drive normal, but I need you to speed up past them. I'm like, speed up past them? He's like, speed up when you go past the shop. I'm like, all right, okay. So I'm driving normal. And then I'm getting up to the shop and I start to pick up speed. They roll down their windows, hold their weapon out, and they was just about to blow. But boom, something hit my motherfucking tire. And I'm just like, yo, what the fuck? I'm like, the tire sensor just came on. I'm like, yo, what the fuck? And the car started to slow down. I'm like, yo, I'm like, D. He was like, just keep driving. And the next thing you know, the next thing that I knew, that the mechanic had got in a truck that was parked in front of the mechanic shop and was like coming behind us. And I'm like, D, one of our tires is fucking blown. I don't know which fucking one it was. He's like, just fucking go. Just go. They fucking shot at us. Just go. I'm like, yo, what the fuck you mean they shot at us? I'm like, what the fuck is going on? So he's like, just drive. I tell you when to turn. Just go. So I'm trucking out of there because, mind you, I don't know what the fuck I am. He told me to hit these turns. I'm hitting these turns. I'm making sure everything good. But he told me to hit a wrong turn. And when he told me to hit that turn, I turned around and I was facing face to face with the truck. And I'm just like, oh shit. Not only was it that one truck, was another truck that had came right behind them. So it's like they're boom, right in front of us. I can't go no fucking well. He was like, look, ran through it. I'm like, nigga, I'm in a car. This is a car. This is a compact car. And they're in trucks. What the fuck you mean? Ran through it. He's like, Kiana, you need to go. We need to go. And as I'm sitting there contemplating, because I'm just like, how the fuck? I'm looking at my surroundings to see like, yo, what will be a clear path for me to go? Because the sidewalks everywhere. So I'm just like, yo, where I'm gonna go? Or I'm gonna hop the curb and go around like, but if I go around, it's a tree that's gonna stop me. Like, oh my God, I don't know. I do not know. So he's like, look, Kiana, just go. One of the truck doors opened. The mechanic stepped out. And when he stepped out, the other side of his truck door opened and somebody else stepped out. And he's like, you need to drive now. Like, drive. And that's when him and his partner rolled down the goddamn window and started shooting. So I'm just like, fuck, let's drive. And then when I'm driving, D tossed me a Glock. He was like, here. And I'm like, no, I don't want that. So I'm driving. I'm trying to like pass through. But like I said, I could not. There was no way for me to get through them. There was no possible way for me to get through those trucks. So I'm driving on the curve to try to go around. But the one that was the other truck that still had people in it backed the fuck up and blocked us in. And I'm like, D, I told you. He was just like, look, fuck. And next thing you know, I looked off to my side. I looked off in my side mirror, side view mirror, and I saw the two guys, the mechanic and the guy that was with him, walking up to the car. It was like, dudes. And I'm just like, fuck. I'm like, D, like, what the fuck? Like, what's going on? And then the next thing you know, I see one of the guys came out of that truck that had backed up to block us in. He got out of the truck and he was standing right beside the window. Right beside the window. Just right there to his head. Right there. And I'm just like, D. He was like, don't panic. Do not panic. I'm like, D, what the fuck? Next thing you know, he was just like, don't panic. Don't panic. I'm like, D. And that's when the guy was like, you got the money. Do you have the money? We're not playing with you. We are not playing with you. And D was just like, look, I told y'all I'm going to have it handled. And next thing you know, I saw a mechanic walking up behind the car. I'm like, man, oh hell no. I put that shit in reverse. And I reversed it right into him. I ran him over. But the guy that was standing at D window started fucking shooting. And when he started fucking shooting, after I had them backed up, I was just like, man, I don't know what the fuck is going on? Like, goddamn. So I'm trying to turn the fuck around. I'm literally trying to turn the car around to go back in the opposite direction of where I came. Because I'm just like, look, all I had to do is just keep going back. Because I wasn't on no dead end street. I just turn all the way the fuck around and go. And I can get the fuck up out of here. So that's what I was trying to do. But when I backed up and ran over the guy, it was hard for me to pull forward again. Because it was like how the curve was. And he was like right there underneath the car by the curb. So it's like it was hard for me to jump up over him to get back on the curb to swing around. So I'm just like, fuck. And as I'm sitting there stuck trying to come around, the guy that was standing beside D window just started marching. And I did what I thought any sane person would do in that moment. Because D aimed his weapon and it jammed. And I told him them bitch ass Glocks jammed. It fucking jammed. His partner hadn't got hit in the back. So he was no help at all. He was back there down. And I'm just like, fuck, D damn gun done goddamn jammed. What the fuck? So I picked up mine, cocked it, aimed, shot, and turned around and sped the fuck off.